Good morning, Bitcoins. This is MadBitcoins live from the Miami conference, and we're joined by the CEO of Authy. More and more, passwords just aren't enough.
Absolutely. I mean, in the Bitcoin world, we see a lot of attacks. We saw early on from some of our customers where they had an optional two-factor authentication. Most of the accounts that were targeted were people who didn't have them. And more we're seeing our customers mandate two-factor authentication, especially when people are holding anything of valuable in the account.
I agree. I think it absolutely needs to be mandatory. When they say it's an option and they say you could turn it on, that's never enough for me. The users need to be driven to the secure option. Is it incredibly difficult to set up two-factor authentication?
We think it's not. We've obviously made a lot of investments, try to make it very easy for them to enable it. Right now, to enable Authy on any account, all you need is a phone number. It could be a cell phone, it could be even a landline. You enter your cell phone number and that's it, you're already set up.
That's awesome. And what kind of sites does Authy work on?
So we work up with about 6,000 sites today. From the Bitcoin world, you could see BitGo, you could see Coinbase, you could see Cryptsy. Almost the largest sites work with us, and we're going to be focusing on a lot of our efforts on the Bitcoin world and driving more and more of these sites towards two-factor authentication.
I really think it does go together very well. Bitcoin needs two-factor authentication, and we need companies like Authy to bring it to us.
Exactly, and you'll see in a few weeks that we're going to start pushing a new product, very focused on transactions, try to improve the security around people moving Bitcoins from one address to another. I think that's going to be something that's going to be very powerful for the Bitcoin world, especially as you try to make it mass market. You want people to be able to transact securely, right?
Absolutely. And how does Authy differ? Is it different than Google Authenticator? Is there anything you say that stands out?
So our biggest differentiator is probably the easiness and the user experience they have. We have other things, like we have a little bit better security. We try to make it easy for people to use it across multiple devices. We try to make it easier for people to lose their phone and get back to their account without losing access.
And it's difficult. I mean, I know on my mobile phone, sometimes I have to use Google Authenticator or Authy, and I have to copy and paste the code, go back to the other app, paste the code. It's a little complicated process, but it is a lot easier when you're using like a desktop PC or a laptop, and your phone is your second factor. You pull it up, it's right there. It is very easy to use, and people should be using it. They need to use two-factor authentication.
Right, and around the copy and pasting, we've been doing a lot of work to fix that issue. We're coming up with a new product in a couple of weeks, like I mentioned, and there's not going to be any copy, there's not going to be any pasting. It's going to be much easier to do everything you want, and it's also going to be more secure. So it's going to be easier and more secure at the same time.
I think that sounds great because, yeah, it really is an issue for me right now on the mobile device. If you feel like it's timed, you're in a hurry, you have to copy, you have to paste, you're a little secret agent moving it around, it should be simpler and easier. So I look forward to that.
Excellent.
And where can people learn more about Authy?
Authy.com, obviously, that's the best place to do it. But if you're using Bitcoin on your website, enable two-factor authentication, like chances are they're using Authy, and give it a try and let us know. Put us comments on the application, rate it. We always read those.
And it isn't just for users. If you run a site, if you run a Bitcoin site and you're not using two-factor authentication, you need to get it set up, and you should go to Authy.com and check that out.
Absolutely. And like I said, send us feedback. We always read Twitter. We always read the comments, so please do.
All right, well, great. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting us.